Okay, I'm with Trevor Gore, Sales Development Controller at Reckitt Benckiser. Nice, thank you for joining us.
No problems, thank you.
You've heard a lot on this conference about the reforms and community pharmacy being a bit unsure of its place. Do you understand the anxieties of community pharmacists?
Yeah, I do. It's like any change process. There's a continuum of we don't want to change, we don't need to change. What's the littlest I can get away with? How do I fully embrace it? Pharmacists will be at different points on that journey. I think what's come through very clear on the GP commissioning side of it is they need to get involved now. Consortia are already set up and pharmacists need to be at the table. And now's the time to do it. It's not wait a year down the road because that will be too late.
Yeah. Yes, community pharmacists are, some of them we've spoken to, are quite concerned that they'll be left out in the cold once the commissioning, say it's already started. Do you understand those anxieties?
I understand the anxieties, but the solution's in their hands. They have to engage now. If they wait for GPs to come to their door, it's not going to happen. They need to be knocking on the doors of their local GPs, existing PCTs, set up consortia already and say, how can we work together? What is it you want from us as pharmacists to help you with your business and our business?
Sure, yeah. Pharmacies governed by various bodies, as you know, and is community pharmacy hindered by a decisive leadership?
It has been, and there have been too many voices of pharmacy pulling in different directions. I could probably reel off the top of my head half a dozen pharmacy bodies, and some represent the Malts, some represent the Indies. There's a lot going on. I think the formation of the new MPA-CCA amalgam pharmacy voice is really good, because pharmacy does need to speak with one voice. If you listen to what the powers say, what the government says, is GPs and nurses speak with one voice. For too long, pharmacy's been fractured, but I think it's going forward. There is one voice speaking now, and I think that's very positive.
Yeah, I was just going to mention Pharmacy Voice, the new body you mentioned. What was your opinion of that?
I think it's really good and a really positive move, and I think it's up to the membership of all those bodies to have their voice into them. So pharmacy does speak with one voice, and all views are accounted for. The independents quite often are underrepresented on these bodies, and I think Pharmacy Voice is one really good way of getting their voice heard in the current debate.
Yeah, sure. Quickly tell us about Reckitt's plans for 2011. What's the thrust of their goals this year?
Some very exciting things. Obviously, we've just completed the acquisition of SSL, so it'll be integrating their major brands into our business and seeing how we can leverage them with pharmacy and with our other customers. We've also just launched Neuromol, the only combined analgesic, paracetamol, ibuprofen painkiller on the market. And we'll be doing a lot of work on that, making sure pharmacists, their staff and their customers understand where it can be used, why it can be used. And then towards the back end of the year, we'll obviously be working on our cold flu range and some exciting news on our E45 range, as endorsed by Cheryl Cole recently.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Trevor. Much appreciated. Thank you.